Welcome to the Crypto Energy channel. Let's look at what's going on in the crypto markets tonight after Bitcoin and the entire crypto market had the biggest liquidation ever in the history of the markets. Over $2 billion were liquidated in the last 24 hours from the cryptocurrency markets. That has never happened before. So we're going to dive right in. If you're in Bitcoin or Solana, you didn't even notice it because you're right back to where we were before the dump. Sorry. All right, so let's look and see what's going on in the markets. I'll share the screen with you guys, and we'll get going right into this. So, is this accurate? 72? Yesterday we were down to 44, and we're right back to 72? That's interesting. Okay, I did not expect it to be quite that high, if I'm being honest. 72 seems high to me, for sure. I do need to get something else going, so just bear with me while I do that. All right, that's already done. So right now we're live on TikTok and YouTube. If you guys are new, make sure you hit the like and subscribe and hit the bell notification. If you guys are watching YouTube, it does help support the channel. If you guys want to join the Telegram group, link to join is in the description below on TikTok and YouTube. That's where I give you... Well, that's when I notify you when I go live or anything like that. And if you guys have general questions, you can ask me in there. And if you guys want to join the Discord, link to join is on YouTube. Okay, so let's look at what's going on in the Bitcoin market right now. And Bitcoin is really struggling to hold $100,000. I will say I entered a short with a take profit of 99,000. Let us go look at Bookmap and see where the liquidity is at. So right now, this is Bookmap. This shows you where the most orders are at on Bitcoin. Usually wherever the most orders are at, that is usually where we go. So there's two columns here. One, and then here's the second one. I'll go full screen so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. So right now, you want to look on the far left column. I don't know why, but for some reason, my screen is a little laggy. Like it's really slow. I probably need to restart my computer. You can see that there is more orders on the left side of your screen. There's more green down here than we have red up here. Like the red down or the green down here is thicker and bigger than the red up here, which tells me that we have more orders to the downside at $98,000, $98,800 I should say to be exact, than we have to the upside. And to be frank with you, we're at $99,830 right now, so that is about $1,000 lower. And I do have a take profit of currently in my trade of $99,000. So right now, that's kind of what we got going on. I forgot the music needs to go on as well. If you guys have requests for altcoins, let me know in the comment section below, and we will look at that. And as always, Monday is our longer live streams, so we do have more time to go over that. My computer is really slow. I'm not sure what's going on with that, so hopefully that's not going to become a problem later on, which I feel like it might be, so hopefully it's not. But yeah, so Bitcoin right now, and Bitcoin just dropped, I think, $400. So let's go down to the smaller time frames and kind of see what's going on. So right now, you can see on the 4-hour time frame, Bitcoin is that put a lower high in on Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame. The previous time you overbought was all the way up here around 104, 105,000. So yeah, right now Bitcoin is struggling a little bit. I will say that. And again, I believe Bitcoin right now is going to go down to $99,000. Wow, we are pretty close to that now. We're down to 99.5 already, and it just is not looking fantastic to me. Bitcoin does look like it wants to continue lower. I'm going to try to close a tab or something because this is kind of ridiculous how slow it is. I don't know what's going on. It should not be this slow. Okay. Now this tab seems better. I don't know. That's weird. All right. So on the 4-hour time frame for Bitcoin right now put a lower high. And the last time the 4-hour time frame was overbought was all the way up here, $106,400. And now you're putting in a high in at 102.4, 102.440. So to me, Bitcoin right now it's not good. The 4-hour time frame looks bearish to me, and it looks like it wants to dump. If we go up to the daily time frame looks very good to me. It's oversold, and you're ready for a bounce. Also, the money flow is looking good to me on the daily time frame. If we go to the 2-day time frame, you can see that the 2-day time frame as well looks like it wants to get a bounce.
61.
It wants to get a bounce to the upside. Bitcoin is capitulating right now to $99,000. So I do need to go back down to the smaller time frames. 3-day time frame also has momentum to go to the upside. Weekly time frame still has a little more downside to go. So we looked at the 4-hour time frame. The daily and 2-day look good to me. The 3-day looks okay. The weekly still needs more downside. The 1-hour time frame is about to touch the 21-day moving average. And it is getting over. So this is kind of around the top though for Bitcoin. And now your next support is $98,435. If you break that, you're looking at $94,400. So I gotta say, short term, it looks kind of bearish to me for Bitcoin. Bitcoin on the 33-minute time frame just lost the 200-day moving average. Anytime that happens, then it go down. You could go to the 45-minute or you could go to the 1-hour. But Bitcoin on the 1-hour time frame is also below the 200-day moving average. So if you lose it on the 1-hour time frame, then I would go to the 2-hour time frame. On the 2-hour time frame, well, you're already well below it. That would be at 103,000. Yeah, Bitcoin is kind of bearish. It looks pretty bad to me. The 4-hour 200-day moving average was also just lost at $100,100. So then I would go to the 6-hour time frame. That's at 99,127, which you just bounced off of. The 8-hour is at 99,156 for the 200-day moving average. And now the next macro 200-day moving average I would look for us to go down to, if we can't get back above 100K, would be at 94,000. That is a massive drop. So the only support you have now, since we're below 100K, is really 98,420, and then below that you have support at 94,720. It is bearish to me. Bitcoin, if we are below $100,000, these are the next targets to the downside: 97,420. I'm sorry, 98,400, and then really 94,400. So to me, Bitcoin is bearish right now, and it's most likely we go back to the downside. And that's just what I see. Again, Bookmap looks like we want to continue lower. And it looks like really the next level of massive support would be $98,800. And my take profit is about to get hit if we go $200 lower on Bitcoin. So, it just doesn't look fantastic. Hey, Matt, how's it going on YouTube? So, yeah, Bitcoin to me looks bearish. I have some coins I do want to go over, even though Bitcoin is having a bloodbath. And I want to go back to the weekly time frame. Thank you. Thank you for the follow, user 53. Appreciate it. And thank you for the likes on TikTok. So really, to me, Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, it's kind of just consolidating. So I'm trying to get this chart a little bit more clear so that we can kind of start fresh without actually getting rid of the entire chart. But to me, Bitcoin it's looking like on the highest of time frames, the weekly and the monthly, we're just consolidating. So let me go full screen here and kind of show you what I see. This is what I would like to see. So I would like to see Bitcoin do something like this. Just get some consolidation for the next month, next few months, maybe the next 3-4. And that might sound boring, but in that consolidation, you can still go down to 90,000 to 105,000. You can range in this area, and we can still be bullish. If we made some kind of bull pennant on the weekly or even on the monthly time frames, that would be very bullish. Just like we did back here. Bitcoin back here did the same thing, and then you got a massive move to the upside. So to me, I would like to see something like this happen again, and it might be boring price action. I think we'll still have fun, but Bitcoin right now, to me, just needs to consolidate. If you could consolidate in a bull pennant, your measure move would take you up to around 160,000. That was a target I had. My ultimate target for this bull run is 170,000 or just above. So to me, that's kind of what I would like to see Bitcoin do longer term. But right now, this is what I see on the monthly time frame. Each candle is 1 month, which is a long time, but that's just what, on the highest of time frames, this is what I would like to see Bitcoin do. So Bitcoin right now getting a short-term bounce on the smaller time frames, but that's on the monthly. On the monthly time frame, that's my macro analysis. I would love to see that. But right now, Bitcoin is really losing key moving averages on the smaller time frames. It does look, I think 94K, a retest of 94K minimum would be very likely based on the 12-hour time frame that we just looked at a few minutes ago. I mean, that's the next stop. You lose the 8-hour 200-day moving average. The next stop is the 12-hour 200-day moving average. That looks likely. And again, that's also where we have support around 94.2, 94.3. on Bitcoin. So we'll see what happens. But I'm thinking in the next week or so we revisit that 94 to 95K range minimum. Not financial advice. I could be so wrong, but that is the charts are conveying that to me. That looks like the most likely scenario is a little bit more of a move to the downside. Thank you, Davis, and thank you, Trader, for the follow. And again, that's what I see going on for Bitcoin. I could be wrong, but thank you. Appreciate if you guys hit the likes. It does help support the channel. So yeah. Oh, okay. So one coin I did want to look at, XCN is doing what it's doing. Is I used to look at this a lot. But if we look at this on the 4-hour time frame, dogs to me, while Bitcoin is bearish to me, based on what I just said, I think Bitcoin could revisit 94 to 95K later this week. Today is what, Monday night, so almost Tuesday. Altcoins could bleed out if Bitcoin gets another drop. And one of the altcoins I'm looking at for a nice short, which I'm just telling you guys about now, is like this is bearish. This is dogs. You can buy this, you can trade this on weeks, right? You're below the 21-day moving average on the 4-hour time frame. You're well below the 200-day moving average. And this is an altcoin you can trade. So to me, this is a very bearish coin, and it looks bearish. This is a rising wedge. These break down about 70% of the time, and if you're already in a downtrend, it's even more likely. So the measured move minimum would be that last local low at 13.77. Right now, you're basically 19. So to me, the market cap I just looked on this is $101 million market cap, and this could continue lower. So this is a short I would definitely look into taking. Your take profit could be right, 13.7 or 14. Your stop loss could be right above this last local high around 21. And I'm not giving you financial advice, but this looks like a great short. You're below the 21, you're below the 200, you're in a rising wedge, and you're overbought on the R side, lower high. That's like 4 bearish things right now. You could say moving averages are 1, so you're below the key moving averages. You're at resistance. It just to me looks bearish. So this could be a nice short. I'm going to post this to my trading group, but dogs could be a short that you take. That's just something I see possibly happening if Bitcoin does get this bigger move to the downside. It just seems like a short that could be profitable. So, that's one of the better shorts that I do see in the market. This coin is extremely bearish, and if you short a very bearish coin, usually it pays you good, but not always. That just looks good to me. So, then I go down to the 1-hour time frame. 1-hour time frame, yes, it's oversold, so that's a little sketchy. Maybe you wait for that to get overbought. But the 15-minute has a bearish engulfing candle, took out that low. So, to me, it's still the trade is still valid for a short on dogs. I could be wrong, but that looks like an okay short. Stop above 21, take profit right below 14, and that's what I see. So if you guys have requests for altcoins, let me know in the comment section below. But that's just what I see going on in the, let's see if anyone said anything. That's just what I see going on in the market. So come on, Bitcoin. How low did Bitcoin just go just now? I would like Bitcoin to go down to 99,000 because that's where my take profit is. We went down to what? Just below 99.2. So it's not a huge trade, but my goal is not to make $1 million this year trading. My goal is if I can make 25 to 50. This might sound really small, but if I can make $25 to $50 every day of the year trading, that's basically between $10,000 and $20,000 profit trading throughout the entire year, and that would be a nice side income. So, I would love that if I can make that amount, an average of 25 to 50 bucks a day. I would be very happy. Right now, Bitcoin and Bookmap, I should say Bookmap has, again, orders down here, next massive order. So 98,800 is really what I look. Okay, Bitcoin is about to hit my take profit. All right, see, again, this is, if I win this trade, Bitcoin goes down to 99,000, I'm only going to make $35 on the trade, but that's between what I want to make every day. So I'd be happy. Come on, Bitcoin, just get the move to the downside. So yeah, that's just that's what I see going on. And again, if you guys hit the likes, it does help support the channel, and I do appreciate it. If you guys have requests for altcoins, let me know. Bitcoin does not want to hit that level. We got within $100, I think, of it. But yeah, that's what I see going on. So let's go. Let's add this RSI. Let's go down the 5-minute time frame for Bitcoin. Bitcoin just lost a 200 on the 5-minute. Let's see if The 7-minute, we're still above it. The 5-minute, we're below. The 1 minute. Okay, so here's to me. I'm going to look at the smallest of time frames. So this is what I see. This is a descending triangle. These break down most of the time. I could be wrong. This could be the one time it doesn't break down. But that has a measured move right now of $98,000. We go over to Bookmap on Bitcoin, and we see that we have orders at 98,800. That's the next massive level. And then the next one down here is 98,200. And let's go. We won the trade. Bang. Let's freaking go. Hey, it's only $35, but that's, I'll take it. So
large trade sell 58.
So right now, Bitcoin does have a measured move of $97,920 on this 1 minute descending triangle. That's when you make lower highs and the same lows. And you did that for, how many candles did you make the same lows basically for? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the fifth, or I would say on the sixth candle, you finally got to move to the downside. So Ethereum just lost $2,700. Yikes. Did render drop like crazy? I mean, a lot of things dropped like crazy. A lot of things dropped like crazy. The trading view. We can go look at render though.
Large trade sell 95.
Thank you for the likes. Appreciate it. So render. All right, let's just start on the daily time frame for a render. Okay, so without using any indicators besides the moving averages, we can see that we are sitting on support at this $4 level. If you lose this $4 level, you have a support right around 335. Last time you got a wick at 335. Bitcoin is now at $98,700, completely wiping out the longs. And this is, yeah, I'm out of the trade now. But again, I made money on it, so I'm happy. I made my quota for the day. Not much, but it's a nice side income. Okay, so honestly, I see, right now we're seeing 463 on render. And render, yeah, render's bear. This is crazy. Render was just at $10 a few days ago or even a few weeks ago. And now we're all the way down to $4. Oh my word. All right, so the 12, and this is a pretty big, render is not a small market cap coin. It's not some meme scam coin. So if we look at the 12-hour time frame, it looks kind of bearish. You're not overbought yet, that's for sure. But 8-hour time frame, not overbought yet. 6-hour time frame, not overbought. 4-hour time frame, you did get overbought. You made a lower high. You're still below the 21-day moving average, which is that blue line right there. And it just looks freaking bearish. So again, the next level I'd watch out for would be basically $4. If you lose that level of 350 or 335, I have it at 335. Maybe I should move it up to 350. I'm trying to see but see back here, I would say 335 is your next support for render if you lose $4.12. And to me, render is pretty bearish at this point. 4-hour time frame, significant lower high. And let's go down to the 1-hour time frame on render now. 1-hour time frame is trying to make some kind of higher low, but again, that's a bearish engulfing candle right there. So it's and the 1-hour just lost to 21. That's not a good sign. You're below the 200 for sure. That's at 562. So the 2-hour also lost to 21, and you're below it just looks bearish. Bearish city. So I would just watch out for 412 and 335 on render. And beyond that, if we go back to the daily time frame, where would we see us going if we lose those levels? Well, you have some support. So you would have some support at $2.70. Maybe some at 220-ish, but that's the next 3 levels of support I watch. The downside is 412, 335, and 267, 268 on render. Bitcoin is now all the way down to 98,556, almost halfway to the measured move. So at this point, I don't think anyone took the trade, but if I wasn't a trader, I'd move my stop immediately to break even, or even take profits because it looks like you're going to get a bounce right here. But I would just move my stop above this right here at 98,000 or 99.6. That's what I would do. But Bitcoin could just reverse back to the 21. You do need to come back down up to the 21-day moving average on the 1-minute time frame. Also, I would probably take profits if I was in a short here because you're so far away from the 21-day moving average. Even on the 5-minute, that's at 100,000. At some point, you're going to probably at least revisit 100K before you continue down. So I'd be getting out my short. You did not hit the measured move yet, but I'd be getting out of that short. It looks like we do want to start to get a move back to the upside, at least on the smallest of time frames. Now, if your trade's on the 4-hour time frame, it wouldn't matter probably, but yeah, Bitcoin right now probably likely to get some kind of nice bounce back to the upside. and take out all those gains. So I would personally be getting out of my long right now. Hold on a second. My computer's about to die. So yeah, Bitcoin. What does that say? AFWTC on Swift. Okay. SWFTC. Thank you, Lucky, for the follow. Time to buy XRP. Thank you, you for the gifts. I appreciate it. So let's go look at SWFTC and then we'll look at XRP. Or should we do XRP first? Let's do XRP first because they did send a gift. I appreciate that. Okay, so on the daily time frame, XRP is oversold. You had a capitulation wick down to $1.71, and now you have support resistance at 264. You have support at 240, and more support at $2. Which yesterday it just didn't matter. This high up here that you had got taken out, and there's a lot of things I need to clear up on the XRP chart. But XRP right now, I mean, daily time frame is technically looking great. It's oversold. The 12-hour time frame looks bad to me. Like that's not good. 8-hour time frame, it's getting overbought very quickly without making much of a bounce. Yes, from the wick low, that's a nice bounce, but overall, if you ignore the wick, this is looking bad. 4-hour time frame, lower high. I would be looking for a retest of these lows. The next support we have is 240. If you take out 240, you're looking at $2 on XRP. You're below the 200 and below the 21 on the 4-hour time frame. The 6 hours about to lose it at 261. If you lose that, I'd be looking for the 8-hour to be lost at 255. If you lose that level, you're basically looking at $2. I gotta say, $2 XRP is probably likely to get hit once again, unfortunately. So XRP, you could DCA into it, but to me, it's not an awesome buy right now. Let's go over to Swift, SWFTC. If we start on the daily time frame for Swift, you're well above Swift
51.
Swift is actually pretty bullish right now. You're above the 21. You're well above the 200 on the daily. Daily does need to come down on the RSI, so just be cautious of that. If we look at the 12-hour time frame, again, same situation. Although the 12-hour time frame is now oversold on Swift, so the daily's overbought. The 12 hours oversold.
Large trade by 220.
What I would look for next on Swift is look at this on the left. This is the volume, and these where a lot of orders are. So if you lose it here at 3.5, you usually come down to the next big level, which is all the way down at 2.8. It's likely that we do revisit 2.8 one more time. If you lose that level, you're looking for 2.0 again on Swift. If we go down to the 8-hour time frame on Swift, wow, we kind of went parabolic because I don't have any price history above these levels down here. So that's actually pretty impressive if you ask me on Swift. So I see the next support at 3.8, and then again I said 17. I didn't say 17. I see 17 as being support and a local low at 2.5. So those are levels I watch out for on Swift. And that's just what I see going on. So a 6-hour time frame. I think short-term Swift also does need a correction to the downside. The 4-hour time frame is oversold, but again, it's kind of bearish engulfing, just like the rest of the market. The rest of the market looks bad. I'd be looking if Swift loses 3.2. I'd be looking for a move back down to 2.5, and that's kind of what I see. Swift. I mean, let's go down to the 50-minute time frame. So you just lost a 200 on the 15-minute. You just lost a half-hour time frame. So now it's likely that we come down to 2.9, the 1-hour 200-day moving average. I mean, you can do this on any asset. If you lose the 1-hour 200-day moving average, I'd be looking for the 2-hour 200-day moving average down at 19. If you lose that level, look at the 3-hour down here at 15.7 or basically 15.4. You could do it for any coin. Swift to me, again, there's a lot of coins that look bearish to me. Swift is one of them. And I might take a short on Swift. I'll think about it. I made my money today trading, but this looks like a coin that could definitely get a further move to the downside. I just look at these moving averages on the 1, 2, 3, 4-hour time frames, and then if you keep losing the 4-hour, look at the 6-hour. If you lose the 6-hour, look at the 8-hour. But that's a long ways away. So to me right now, though, the next stop is a 1-hour 200-day moving average on Swift down at 293. So to me, Swift is also short-term bearish. Thank you, JD Win, for the follow. Thank you, So No Gifter, for the follow. So that's just what I see going on. Thank you also for the likes. So yeah, I gotta say the market's bearish right now, and that's just what I see going on. Is a little bit of a bloodbath on the entire market. Hey, and now see you got that wick high, but yeah. If you put your stop loss right here, you've been taken out. If you put your stop loss up here, like I said to do, if you want to stay in the trade, technically it'd still be in the trade. Okay. I'm going to keep this very short and simple. Dogecoin is bearish. And, if you're below 30 cents, your next stop is 23 cents. Dogecoin right now is very bearish. The 4-hour time frame is just getting started on the RSI. So to me, I would say it's a 9% chance minimum, 90 to 95% chance you see 23 cents again. And I would even say it's about an 80% chance you see 20 cents again. There's nothing, but I wouldn't even look at that. I wouldn't even think about buying that until you get back down to between 20 and 23 cents on that. Cardano, I think most of these coins are going to be the same. 4-hour time frame on so many coins is overbought and about to dump hard. Your next support on Cardano is basically 63 cents. I would even say 62 cents. You had a wick low down to 56 cents the other day, so that's even on the table at this point. A lot of coins are also making rounded tops, getting rejected at resistance, and the 4-hour time frame is very overbought. That's most coins right now. You're below the 200-day moving average, I think, on this, I would assume. You're below the 6-hour, 200-day moving average. Are you below the 8-hour? Yes. Are you below the 12-hour? Yes. Are you below the day? So this is pretty bearish, actually. The daily time frame, though, that's the next stop I'd look for is 63 cents on Cardano. That's where the next 200-day moving average is. Below the 12-hour would be the daily at 62 cents. So Cardano, very likely to hit 62 cents. And I think there's going to be even more of a dip to buy. If you lose 62 cents, you can look for 56. If you lose 56 cents, you can look for 49 cents if you keep going lower. If you lose 49 cents, again, you have support at 33 cents, but then basically go to the weekly time frame, which I'm not so sure there's a lot of data on right now. But yeah, so Cardano looks to me that if you lose 63 cents, it's likely that minimum you see at 50. If you lose that level, look for 33. I don't want to get super bearish yet, but Cardano, again, I think next stop for Cardano is about 60 to 62 cents. So I gotta say, I'm very bearish on the entire market right now. So thank you, user, for the follow. So I gotta say, the market looks bad, and yeah, it just does not look good. So I'm sorry to say that, but it looks pretty rough out here. And by the way, just wanted to remind you guys, I will be live on Clapper on Saturday, and then on Mondays, I'm live on TikTok, and then we're always live on YouTube. Just so that you guys know, we have another platform on Clapper. If TikTok does get banned again, I do want to just say that. I have $170 on XRP. You think it's a good small investment? I mean, $170, I wouldn't sweat that. Yeah, I think that's okay. I gotta say, I never thought I'd say this, but I think I'm starting to become more of a Bitcoin maxi because Bitcoin dominance is just, Bitcoin's just dominating the market. If you look at most altcoins are underperforming, meaning Bitcoin. The only outliers would be probably Solana. So if I had to only buy 2 coins, I would say Bitcoin and Solana are them. I would never want to touch Ethereum again in my life. Ethereum has been a complete disaster. I'm not saying it won't make a new all-time high this year, or this bull run, I should say. I think it probably at some point will, but it's a joke of a thing to hold compared to Solana or Bitcoin. I would prefer just to hold Bitcoin, and if I did anything else, it'd be Solana. So I wouldn't. My point is, I don't think I'd want to hold XRP. I just don't think so. I will say I'd rather hold XRP over Ethereum, which is crazy to say, but I think that is true. But it's not. But barely. I think both of them are pretty awful. I can't tell you what to do. I'm sorry. You hear China just put tariffs on us. We're in another trade war. Breaking news. Well, that's probably part. Did that just happen? That's probably part of the reason that we're getting a move to the downside. Hey, I will make money either way the market goes, up or down. I don't really care. I was happy when Bitcoin was dumping the other day because I'm like, first of all, I can buy more Bitcoin if we dump. Second of all, I can make a lot of money on the volatility, on the trades. So I don't care if we pump. If we pump $10,000 to 110,000 tonight, I'd be so happy. If we dump back down to 80,000 tonight, I'd be so happy. I don't really care. I have my long-term bags. I believe Bitcoin long-term is going to make me a lot of money. So short-term, I don't care what happens. Short-term, I'll make money trading. Long-term, I'll make money investing. Like I don't care either way. So I just don't. All right. So um, so when did you buy Ethereum amount in Miffy? Um, they are grabbing liquidity. We are working on wave 5 of an ending diagonal. 88K is buy zone. I think 88K is going to get hit. I do. So that is the most likely scenario. Guys, I'm going to jump on out of here. Bitcoin looks bearish. I'll show you bookmap one more time. If you guys want to stay up to date all the time of what I see the market doing, mostly in Bitcoin, but also in altcoins. A few altcoins, I do post altcoin charts a few times a week, depending on what the market's doing. When the market's going straight down, I don't post altcoin charts unless it's a short. But others, if you want to stay up to date on my trades throughout the day, join the Discord. It's $30 a month. I think you guys can make money on it. Bitcoin right now does have more liquidity down at 98.4, so it's very likely maybe short term you get some chop, but 98.4 is really the next level of liquidity for Bitcoin. So that's what I watch out for. There's also a ton of liquidity, and we have support 97.4. I think in the next 24 hours minimum, Bitcoin does see 97K again. So we'll see what happens. But to me, I'm bearish right now. I'm not in any trades. I just got out of a short. I think short at some point we'll get a dead cat bounce. But I'm gonna be done trading for the night. I made my quota, and I'll post more charts tomorrow in the Discord. Until tomorrow, trade safe, everyone. Have a great night. I'll see you guys in the next live stream, Monday, 11 p.m. Central. No, Saturday, 11 p.m. Central Time. Cheers, everyone. Alrighty, that's all I got. Thank you guys for stopping by, and thanks for the support. Adios, amigos.